residents of Centertown, and it's honestly unbelievable how little attention was paid towards this until it was already quite frankly too late. Um, and mind you, it wasn't only the individual characteristics that were targeted. Even if you were wearing a mask, just a mask, which was your right to protect your health and safety, especially with all the diesel fumes in the air, you were an instant target. There are individuals who knowingly took off their masks when in downtown because they would be specifically harassed. People yell at you on the streets to take it off. People honked at you because you were wearing a mask, and they relished in the fear that we felt. They would cheer when we flinched from the honks, and when I say we, I can speak to this personally as well. But the sorry,
It's okay.
it
It's okay.
it was difficult. It was very difficult, and a lot of the violence that did occur within our streets were unseen, and the narrative that this was a peaceful protest has been utterly untrue from the start. From the noise torture that was the part of the original plan for these individuals, and to the countless individual experiences that people have had just living in downtown, it's completely unacceptable.
You know, it's one of those hard realities that once your safety in your own home is compromised, it's hard to ever feel that safe again. How are you feeling right now, knowing that police are enforcing this abandonment of the camp and criminal charges are being laid?
I can only speak for myself from this perspective, because really I do feel a lot more comfort knowing that finally enforcement is happening, and that these individuals have a very clear message being sent by the police, not only through their media releases, but also through their actions now. A very clear difference from what we had seen in the first few weeks. Originally, whenever there was a lull of silence, the fear that the honking or the noise would begin again was constant. But now, I do finally feel that this terrible, terrible month is finally coming to a close, and for that, I'm grateful. But without a doubt, no matter how much gratitude I might feel in this moment, there needs to be accountability for how this could have possibly happened.
And accountability, by that do you mean Ottawa Police, local government, provincial? How far do you need this accountability to be examined?
Personally, I feel that the action or inaction, in a lot of cases, to be quite frank, all of it has to be investigated. The clear inaction from the Ottawa Police Services from the very get-go has, and this can't be argued, it enabled and emboldened these individuals for this entire time. And that inaction and the lack of response from all levels of government from the day this began, that is what created this unprecedented situation, the utter lack of response from anybody.
Now, you know, as you and I have been speaking, in terms of what we've been showing people at home, we continue to see arrests being made along the protest site. We are now looking on the predominant side of the screen on the right, protest tents, vehicles being taken away, torn down, one person to the bottom of the screen being arrested by police involved in today's actions. And part of the strategy today, Lexi, has been to clear the protest away from Wellington Street, which again is on the southern border of the parliamentary precinct. But they're trying to put protesters or lead protesters further away south, down streets like O'Connor, Bank, but into more residential areas. Are you concerned about safety for tonight?
I'm very concerned. While we have seen a very significant increase in the police presence in Ottawa as a whole, much of that has been concentrated in the less residential areas, and there is more fear downtown, not necessarily within our homes, but, well, for me personally, that there is fear on the streets because these people who have believed for weeks now that the law doesn't apply to them, that they're exempt from the law, that they can do whatever they want, they are now being faced with a harsh reality that there are consequences to their actions and that, in fact, the law does apply to them. It is frightening on the streets because you can see them. They have illegally occupied our streets for the past few weeks, and now they are all wandering about, and they're not able to do the same actions that they have been doing. So it sort of leads you to wonder, what will they do next? Since they're allowed to roam freely when we've already undergone so much suffering and harassment at a direct hand from them. And everyone is we all tell one another, stay inside, be careful, stay safe, especially now because of the trust that has been broken and the overall handling of the situation. I don't think there's a lot of faith that's left in the city to protect its residents.
And our thanks to Zexi Lee in Ottawa.